When graphology come to my mind, I always feel, okay, it is something maybe like a palm reading or maybe like some parlor game, right? I'm a novice, of course, so I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying that how people like me who doesn't know anything perceive it, right? How do you describe what you do to someone to whom, let's say, you meet at a party and who's very skeptical about it? What you would say?
So, very well said. For any layman, graphology, the term itself is quite heavy. It's like, boss, I don't even want to know about it. But very simple. Handwriting, I am a handwriting expert. How each curve of yours speaks about your emotions is what I do. The simple question when I walk into a room or any parties, they say, but then why do I even want to know about this? Why do I even, how does it help me? So a lot of times people gather around me thinking that, just the way any party or any marriage or wedding function, when we see a palm reader or a horoscope reader, they just, surround. Similarly, there are a lot of times, they say that it's a new insight. काम तो किसी को मेहनत नहीं करनी, so they simply would just give their signature and they'll say, Raksha, इसके बारे में तो कुछ बता दो. So I always say that अगर आप खुद पे work करना चाहते हैं, if you think that you care for yourself deep within, then come to me. Otherwise, it's no point. So what will happen is I will give you a perfect analysis, like a 10 on 10. I'm so sure, like your each curve, each letter speaks so much in depth about it. In fact, let me tell you, every loop of yours has your hidden health challenges. So if you have any health challenges that must be either that you're going through or coming up, even that is seen in your handwriting. That's how deep it is. So the moment I, tell them 3 or 4 couple of points about them, there are some people who just want to, know for fun, but then someone who really even want to work on them. The other angle is they'll be like, is there any way out? So simply, I would say graphology is like a coin. One side is how your handwriting speaks about you. That's where I talk to you about your personality in depth. When I say in depth, it means like your strengths, your weaknesses, your pattern of thinking, the way you take decisions in life, the way at times you want to do things in life, but something that pulls you behind or you're not able to do enough. Why so? Why do I keep capturing into that particular, circle? So how do I come out of it? So that's what I, talk about. And when we do an advanced reading, we talk about the health because it's talking about a life. I can't be so casual and just telling them that bhai ye kuch dikh raha hai, ye aa sakta hai, wo ho sakta hai. So things like acidity, things like BP, some tooth related stuff, thyroid. In fact, let me tell you, even if they have pain as simple as even in their left knee, that is also seen in the loops. That much depth it is. And the other side of the coin is when you start turning and twisting, tweaking the letters, how that gets changed, a chemical change in your brain, and how does that rewires your brain. So basically, simply, your brain is plasticity in nature. So it can be remolded, rewired. So how by changing every stroke, you can rewire your brain. That is what, I take care of.
It reminded me one thing. Somebody has said that handwriting is it's like a brainwriting, right? And like you rightly mentioned when you were speaking about how it is connected to your neurological thing. How would you explain that physical stroke on a paper, like when I'm writing something, right? Actually reveals that neurological pattern. Is there some kind of process involved into it, or is it something like that how do you get to know that it is recognize the neurological pattern when you see the handwriting?
So it's a proper science. It's a deep study that we've done. In fact, I'm a master practitioner. Simply like as you said, how? So I would just pick up one letter, like a letter T. It has 20 different traits. The way letter T is written by someone, it shows 20 different traits. So the way a vertical line is placed, the way the horizontal bar, the place where it is been placed consistently throughout the handwriting, it reveals what the mental pattern, what is the thinking style of the person, how is the confidence of the person, what is the self-esteem of the person. So each letter is actually talking about a lot of traits, and also it is a representation of every body part.
Yeah, and that is interesting. I mean, like the way I'm writing, say, T word you mentioned, the way I'm writing A. I remember when I was young, it was like I had this Hindi की teacher, and वो जब मुझसे बोलते थे कि आ और उस पे हमने अगर मूड़ी नहीं बांधी, right? ऐसे you made that letter dead, and I was like, okay, how is it possible? But now I can correlate, okay, what is the importance of that? But the science behind it, obviously, like me, many people don't understand. But then with the help of a teacher like you, who is master into it, maybe we get to know more of it. But this brings me to the another question again. This question is from my side. It's like when you see a piece of handwriting on a paper for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? What is the very first red flag or the green light your eyes sees that naturally jump to?
So the moment we see a piece of handwriting, towards which side is the handwriting flowing? Simply the margins. So when it's flowing towards the left side, that shows that the person is holding a lot of grudges in the past and is not able to come out of it. So simply someone who have very less of left margins, and handwriting is moving more towards the left. So like as in when you see each line, it's graduating down towards the page, and you see the handwriting twisting towards the left. That makes us understand that there's something from the past that the person is literally holding. So say someone in his or her late 30s have just, had a divorce or something of that sort. And when he or she goes for, another relationship, what happens is, these kind of things are also seen in handwriting. The person is not able to come out of the past. And that's what is seen in the handwriting. So any new step that he or she has to take will always, they will reflect to their past. I didn't work well during that time. Things didn't really work with me. Should I really even take this step now? So should I even think of, getting into a relationship? So along with this, there are a lot of other letters which makes us understand it's more about the business aspect, that the person is more stuck up in the past, or relationships, or, marital issues, or in fact, a lot of health related issues is what is holding him to the past. Yeah. So that's what that's the first main, overall gist of the handwriting is that what to be.
But don't you think, Raksha, this draws a lot of similarity between astrology and the graphology? Because I think, see, again, this is new for me, right? And I think this question might be many people would be asking the same question, which I'm going to ask you. In the astrology, what they see is they ask you for your DOB's time and all of it.
Yeah.
And then they will draw all those chart pattern, etc. Again, I don't understand, but that's how they go. And normal people go, right? How do we draw that parallel between this graphology and this? What's the difference in that?
Very simple in one line. Astrology is basically prediction about the future.
Okay.
Yep. As we all know. And graphology has got to do nothing with your future, nothing that we predict. It's basically analyzing the personality traits. Why do I think the way I am, the way I've been doing? What is it that is holding me back that I'm not able to take a step in life? Or what are my strengths that I should work more on? So basically, it is absolutely focusing within your deep within strengths and emotions is what, graphology is all about.
All right.
And in fact, I feel listening to this, my audience would feel that, bhai, this is so difficult, deep. But for a layman, very simple, 10 minutes of handwriting practice each day during your alpha state of mind. That's like right in the morning when you have no thoughts in the mind, practicing handwriting as simple as anything to start with, and ending the day by writing a powerful letter to yourself. How do you see yourself in future? More than enough. Nothing more than that is needed. Of course, we being graphologists, we have a lot of strokes that work towards, any health challenges that you have, or your confidence, or, why do we procrastinate in life? So a lot of particular specific things that we give. But I'm saying for a layman, as simple as these two practices is more than enough to take care of your thoughts deep within. So in fact, over the years that I've been into this practice, there's not even a single day that I do not write. In fact, even the days when I'm traveling, be it the aircraft or a train or any hotel, everybody knows that I'll be having my diary and pen in hand and nothing but first thing. That's a prayer to me. That's a meditation to me. In fact, people who work with me, if they don't, in the initial start, they say, I don't know what's happening with me, but then I find it too meditative. I find very peaceful. So a lot of times people join yoga thinking that meditation karna, I'll get calm. But then at the end, everybody realizes that thoughts are racing. I can't even control. I can't even concentrate for that 5 minutes. But when you start writing, it is flow of emotions. So when I meet people, a lot of people tell me, in fact, women especially, they tell me, Raksha, it's easy to say that you have to vent out your emotions by saying what you're feeling when you are in conversation with your partner or your family members or your kids maybe. But there are homes wherein there's no one to listen. They don't want to listen. They just knock off. What do I do then? So that's where I tell them this pen is the simplest tool to vent out your emotions, and which is so important. Recently, what I had seen, I had met a friend of mine who had got married past 10, 15 years, and they were in a joint and a lot of things. I'm sure, as we all know, all fingers are not same, and so are the family members. Everybody's thought process is so different. So a lot of times my friend, she never used to be able to express. She was never given a chance, even though she wanted to, but nobody listened to her, be it family members or husband or wife or anybody. And over the years, as she was not able to remove things, now just a month back, she's developed a cyst in her uterus and she had to go for a removal. So I'm saying when there is emotions buried inside and there are layers formed, it would either start with simplest form of acidity or constipation, wherein we just realize that, okay, we are doing home remedies or medicines and just working on it. But until and unless it's not alarming, human psychology, a lot of people, they don't really find the need. But I have to say, why do you even want to go up to that situation when you have the simplest things, the simplest tool in your hand?